methodology for you to study for state board is to kind of ease your mind and just take in the information to understand it. So it makes it more simplified. Okay, so you're not like reading and taking notes. You are not multitasking. I just want you to read these chapters, okay, cover to cover, whether you have the ebook, whether you have a hard copy, doesn't really matter what you have, but I want you to read these, okay? Hello. Welcome back, and in today's video, as promised for my aesthetics crew, here you are. This is what I want you to study to pass state board. So really good study practices. When you begin school is actually really healthy so that you're not going to stress out, become overwhelmed, and overthink it, all right? It's the same information that we teach you from day one. If you're able to do the treatments, understand what you're doing in the process, then I'm pretty confident that you at least understand the premise of each of these chapters, right? And these are super important for us in our everyday lives, in the treatment room. So it's very important for you to just comprehend them. That's going to make you more efficient at your job and make your clients really trust you. I want you to actually read the textbook, okay? If you have videos in your textbook, if you have, maybe an audio book or something that you can use to like play it back to you. If you're not a reader, you don't love that, that's great, fine, you do it, okay? And there's probably a way that you can get something to read it back to you so you can work out, you can drive, you can listen to it. That is one and the same, all right? But if you do have an ebook or a hard copy book, I would highly recommend that you just focus on these first 7 chapters here, and I'm going to go through them. In each textbook, they might be referred to a little bit differently. So infection control and pivot point is referred to as microbiology, same difference. Anatomy, skin structure and diseases, makeup, chemistry, hair removal or waxing, and facial treatments, or sometimes it's facial treatments. Like there's a basic subsection and then there's an advanced subsection with devices. The same difference, I want you to know all of those, okay? So depending on which text, it's divided up a little bit differently, but that's actually a good thing because it's the same information. It's just that you can now digest it in smaller chunks, so you're not reading, like regurgitating like all these pages, you know what I mean? And just being overwhelmed, right? It's better to take it in small chunks. So great practice for you to do is to focus on these first 7 chapters when you're preparing for state board. And I have here a bonus chapter, electricity. So if electricity is a little bit like not your friend, that's okay. I want you to add that in there. But if you feel comfortable and confident with like wattage and ohms and the verbiage, as well as how we apply it in the treatment room, then you can rest assured that you should be okay, all right? So here's the thing. After you read all of the texts, these are the only ones you have to read. So I'm cutting down your work, and like there's 14 chapters in pivot point. I'm only telling you to focus on 7, 8, okay? So for preparing for state board, what I'm not telling you is not to study or read or complete your assignments that your instructor is telling you to do. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you that now you've passed your classroom tests and all of that jazz. We're going into just state board prep, okay? So for state board prep, when you get ready to take your test, I have most of the time experienced my students going into panic mode, and they begin to try to read the entire textbook or don't know where to start and freeze and just be like, give up, and like, I'm gonna just take a Quizlet and Kahoot and maybe go to my test with a hope and a wish. That's fine, but I think that you could be so much more confident. And honestly, with test taking, a big thing to note is, guys, usually we overthink it. So what I'm telling you is I want you to read these and read it to understand, to comprehend the information. If you are confused or you don't know something, there's so many resources. I'm one of them. Feel comfortable to message me, DM. You can email me. Whatever you need, I'm here to help you. But I'm sure that your instructor is as well. So just reach out and like, hey, and you're reading the section about mitosis, and you're just like, man, I don't understand. What's mitosis? What is this? What does this mean? What's happening? Um, Reach out. Ask your teacher. Take time when they're instructing you to make sure that you get your questions answered. Okay, most of the time I think some people are afraid to, but if you have the question, more than likely there's other people in your class that do. I don't know everything, but I pretty much love studying and learning, and I want you to be encouraged that this is not where it stops, guys. I want you to continue getting education and bettering yourself, because when you better yourself, our industry becomes better. I I've seen so many people do amazing things in my career. So I hope you're one of them next. Bye.